Hi, my name is Koku with blackfilm.com, and I'm here with Yvonne Orji and Laz Alonso. They're stars of the Netflix series My Dad, the Bounty Hunter. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having us.
No, thank you. Yvonne, I'm going to start with you. When you have a show like this where we're dealing with action, comedy, and these intergalactic themes and so forth, but there's a very serious theme here with mom and dad. They're dealing with some issues. So I just want to know, when you were looking at the script and just thinking about the balance of that, what were you thinking about when you were getting into this character?
I mean, I think it portrays a realness, a real family. They are currently separated and trying to figure out how to co-parent. And,
Mhm.
that's a lot of people's realities. And even though I don't have kids, I mean, I have nieces, nephews, cousins, and just friends who do have kids. And it's like I can see what that looks like for them. And so being able to tap into this reality, and this is like as a woman of color, as a black woman, it's kind of that thing of like you're fed up because you want it to work, but you have an ultimatum and you're just like, I'm not going to accept this anymore
Mhm.
from, the man. But it's like, but we got to figure it out for the kids. And I think
Mhm.
you have that energy, you know what that looks like in any relationship. And so just being able to channel that specifically for this family dynamic,
Mhm.
it was interesting. And it's also something you don't really see a lot represented, and especially not in
No.
animation.
Yeah.
Laz, before I had another question for you, but now I have to ask this once you just said that. Um, I'm looking at your character on screen. I know you're an athlete, like you're an athletic guy, right? But then what is it like when you're seeing yourself depicted on the screen and they have you as this like a massive character? So you're like, are you thinking to yourself, like, is this how these people see me? Like, am I that big?
I love our business because of that.
Yeah.
Depending on the role, you have to change for that role. Some roles
Hmm.
require, beards. Some roles or seasons require you shave it. And then the fans tell you how they feel about when you shave your beard, which I've gotten a lot of that this season, but we're not gonna go there. Uh, but that's the beauty of this business, is that you have the opportunity to become things that only your imagination created at one time. And it's in many ways is playing dress up, all over
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
when you were a child.
I like to think of
Hmm.
it as your character is larger than life. How about that, Les?
Yes.
I'll take it. I'll take it. See, this is when you're paired up with somebody like Yvonne, you always know you can't say the wrong thing because I got my backup ready to clean it up.
Yeah, I mean, you can't be no scrawny bounty hunter.
No,
No,
That's
by
not
no
gonna
means.
work.
By no means.
I'll ask you guys this because with the both of you, and I'll start with you again, Yvonne. We know the both of you, being on screen, as fully as yourselves, right? When you're taking on a role like this, where you're taking on an animation role, where it requires more animation in the voice, are you physically acting in the same way? Was it very, very different than the roles that you've taken on before? Do you like this space as much?
it's a more isolated process, but Everett
Hmm.
and Patrick, who are the creators and writers, they were really good
Hmm.
when we were in the booth, just to like help steer us and direct us in terms of what the script was like and what the energy they had in mind for the characters were. So it was kind of, because I mean, I was on a show with, three other women and
Yeah.
ensemble cast. And so it's like we get to play and feed off of each other. So it was
Hmm.
interesting, like after they got down the line, in creating the characters, they would come back and say, all right, Laz had a different read here. Can we do a different take on this? So it's kind of like, oh, it's like ping pong. But for the most part, you channel your characters and you're able to,
Hmm.
as an actress and actor, give them what you believe that they need to come alive.
So you're not even all in the same room. It's just like you guys have to Laz. You're just like feeling what you need to in the moment.
I've never met this man. This is my first time meeting.
Correction. Correction. I met Yvonne for the first time ever at a brunch at somebody's birthday party in downtown LA. I don't know if
Oh,
y'all
did she
remember.
say hi? Did she say
Yes.
hi?
She did say hi. Her and her friend came over and said hi and introduced themselves. And I was so proud of her when she told me
Hmm.
everything that, she was working on and all this stuff. We actors, when we introduce ourselves, we start talking about
Yeah.
what you working on. And I was
Yeah.
like, wow, like she left me impressed. I walked out of that
Hmm.
brunch like truly, truly moved by all the stuff that she was just like building, and that I saw a year and 2 years later, everything that she
Hmm.
told me she was working on came to fruition, you know?
Hmm.
And I said, we left that day saying we got to work together one day.
Mhm.
You know,
And
never
so
thought it
what
would be on this. I was disappointed that we didn't actually get to be in the same
Mhm.
room together, but hopefully one day soon we will.
Future episodes.
Absolutely.
You guys, you know I
Okay.
marathon this. I marathon the whole series. Let me just tell you guys this. One of the things that I do, and I'm gonna wrap, but one of the things I do when I measure like this, like what is really good about a show is, Yvonne, I'm just like you. I ain't got no kids. I got the nieces and nephews and all of that stuff too, and all my favorite little babies and everything. But I don't have no kids, right? And I actually don't plan to. Nobody cares about that. But the point is, if I can watch a show that is intended for a child audience and still crack up and be immersed in the experience, I'm like, this is a show. I watched the whole thing, like back to back to back episodes. I loved it. So
Yeah.
I thank you all for that.
Thank you.
Good.
No, I
Yes.
feel very proud about it. I'm sure you do, Laz. And I think that like little kids to see themselves represented in this way in the sci-fi,
Yes.
galactic, little brown kids, I feel like it's going to be a game changer. And it, like you said, it was
Mhm.
good. I watched the premiere. I was like, this is good. Not that I was surprised. Sometimes you surprise yourself with the stuff that you're in. Like, they did that really well.
That is so hilarious. Once again, my name is Koku with blackfilm.com. I'm here with Yvonne Orji and Laz Alonso. We are talking about My Dad, the Bounty Hunter. Guys, it's coming out on Netflix on February 9th. It's so hilarious and so smart and so good. And you don't even got to watch the show with kids. Like, it's just good anyway. And there's some cool adult jokes too. So it's like, oh, that was funny. Like, I get that. So the kids will love it too. We all love it. It's all good, guys. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, guys. If you want to see more content like this on blackfilm.com, make sure you like, subscribe, and ring that bell.